So welcome back Aerials, this is Navin Reddy from Telescope Learnings, and in this video we'll talk about abstraction. So if you talk about Java language, right, Java follows the concept of OOPS, which is Object Oriented Programming System, and then in OOPS we have lots of concepts, right? We have inheritance, we have polymorphism, the same way we have abstraction. So what is abstraction? Taking the important stuff, okay, only focusing on the important stuff of something is called abstraction. Now let me explain you this with an example. Let's say you want to call someone, and when you say you want to call someone, you need a phone, right? And let's imagine you don't have a phone now, and your friend has two phones, an iPhone or a Motorola phone, right, or a Samsung phone. So let's say we have iPhone and a Samsung phone, and Samsung always copy iPhone, right? That's a different thing. But let's say he has two phones. Now if you want to call someone, will you say, hey, I need an iPhone? No, right? You will say, I need a phone, right? Why you are specifying that you need an iPhone? If you say you want to call someone, you just need a phone. Calling someone using an iPhone will not make sure that you get an offer for a date, right? So you can use an iPhone or you can use a Samsung phone to call someone. So when you specify that you need a phone to call someone, you will get an iPhone or a Samsung phone. That means that phone is what you're doing is you're abstracting it. Okay? So instead of focusing on the main implementation, you're talking about the abstract of it. Let me take one more example. Let's say if you want to sit somewhere, you need a chair, right? Now that chair can be a normal chair, or it can be a very comfortable chair, a long chair. It can be a chair, or let's talk about table. So if you want a table, now that table can have 4 pillars to support it, or it can have one single pillar, right? So when you talk about something, example phone, table, what you want is a phone. It doesn't matter which phone. If you want a table, you need a table. It doesn't matter what's a table. Right? So what we are doing is we are focusing on the main thing, not the internal implementation of it. So if you want a table, it doesn't matter what type of table you want, right? So how can we implement this here in Java concept? How can you implement that stuff in Java? And where do we use it? So let's say we are opening a shop. Okay, so I want to open a shop, and this shop will be a repair shop. So let's say I have a repair shop. Okay. Now in this repair shop, okay, we have, let's say, this is combined, okay? This is repair shop, there's no space in this. So to create a repair shop, I have to first create a class, right? Now this class will have a method which is public, void repair. Of course, right, in repair shop, what do you expect? A repair method, right? Now, in this, you will repair any of the device. So we have a shop which is repair shop, and then we are saying repair, right? And then we are doing some implementation there. Now let's say this repair shop is for mobile repair, or let's say for iPhone repair. So you can repair iPhones here. So that means to repair an iPhone, we need a class called as iPhone, right? So we need a class called as, instead of writing this here, what we'll do is, so I will create a class here. So we have a class called as iPhone. Okay. So we have a class iPhone. In this class iPhone, you will be having multiple features. We have call feature, which is implemented. Then we'll be having camera, right, which will be implemented. So if I create the object of iPhone, I can call someone and I can take a photo, right? Now the same thing will be applicable for Motorola as well, or let's say Samsung phone. So let's say Samsung S7. So we have these two classes, and both these classes will have the same feature, right? See, S7 and iPhone is almost same, right? The logo is different, I know, but it's almost same, right? We have calling feature, we have camera feature. So we have camera feature here, right? So both this phone has calling feature and camera feature. Now if I say this repair shop only repairs iPhone, that means when you want to repair, so you have to pass the object of iPhone, right? So you have to pass the object now. That means wherever you have the main method of this, wherever you have the main method, and if you want to call this repair method, you have to pass an object of iPhone, right? So this method will only work with iPhone. Let's say in future, you want to also repair normal phones, or let's say Samsung phone or Motorola phones. So what you have to do is, you have to create one more method here, which is public, void repair, which will take a Samsung phone, Samsung S7 phone, this is S. Okay, so now we have two methods. One repair method, so this is repair. So we have one repair method which is accepting an iPhone, and we have second repair method which is accepting S7, right? And we are being so specific here that we are working with iPhone and we are working with Samsung S7. What if you can just create an abstract layer? See, in general, iPhone and Samsung, they are phone, right? So what if I create a class here, and if I say this is a phone, and this phone will have two features, one is call and one is camera, right? Nowadays every phone has these two features. And this class, which is Samsung S7 and iPhone, both will extend phone class. So even this extends phone, right? So we have two classes, S7 which extends phone and even iPhone extends phone. The advantage of this is, instead of saying iPhone, we can simply say phone. It doesn't matter which phone you have, both will be repaired. Now since iPhone extends phone and Samsung S7 extends phone, we can simply pass the object of phone here, right? And that's the advantage. It doesn't matter, even if you create object of S7, if you are passing the object of S7, that repair will accept phone object, I mean the phone reference. And then even if you are passing the object of I7, it will be accepted by your phone parameter there. So if you pass object of iPhone, it will be accepted here. Because you can create the reference of superclass and object of subclass, right? We can do that. In fact, you'll be seeing that in the implementation itself. So we have two classes here, Samsung S7 and iPhone, and both these classes extends phone, right? So we have a phone class here. But then just imagine, if I go here, if I say p.call, let's imagine to test my calling feature, if I say p.call, it will call which method? Think about it. Will it call this call? Will it call this one or that one? It depends upon the implementation. If I pass, when I call repair, okay, let's say if I call repair, this is another class now. If I call repair by passing the object of Samsung S7, of course with the constructor. If I call by passing the object of S7, it will be calling the S7 call method. If I call this method repair by passing iPhone object, it will call this method, right? So depending upon the object, it will call that particular method. Makes sense, right? That means it is sure that you will call either this method or this one. First of all, you will never create object of phone, right? We never buy a phone. We always buy specific phones. You don't go to a shop and say, hey, I want to buy a phone, and you buy a phone. You say you want to buy a phone, but you actually buy a Motorola phone. You buy a Samsung phone, right? We always buy the exact implementation. We never buy the concept. So this is just a concept, right? We will never create object of phone. That means we will never be using these methods. Why to define these methods now? And if you don't want to define methods, you can make these methods as abstract, right? So you're making these methods an abstract. And if you want to have abstract methods in your class, you have to make your class abstract as well. Now the advantage of making your class abstract, you cannot create object of abstract class. So we cannot create object of abstract class. So if you are defining abstract methods, your class should be abstract class. Now that doesn't mean that if you create an abstract class, you should have abstract method. That means even if I don't have these methods, I can create a class which is abstract. Okay? So the important stuff is, what is abstraction? Instead of focusing on the main implementation, we are focusing on the abstract part of it. Instead of saying, hey, it's an iPhone, you can say it's a phone, right? So that's how we achieve abstraction. We'll see the implementation of this in the practical video. So that's it. That's it about abstract classes and abstraction concept. So there's one point, remember this. In abstract class, you can have normal methods and you can have abstract methods both, okay? Just to clarify, and if you create an abstract class, it is not compulsory to have abstract methods. But if you have abstract methods, the class should be abstract. That's it, that's for this video. If you liked this video, click on the like